Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. How are you tonight? It's Christy Faith. I am here with you getting all my notes together. Let's go live. Let's answer educational and homeschool questions. I'm so happy to be here. Welcome, everybody. I just hit the TikTok button. I am on TikTok. I am on, why did I just get a notification when I just silenced all my notifications? Welcome everyone. Hi, how are you on this hot day? It is so hot. I hope you guys are having a great summer. Welcome to tonight's live. I'm so happy to see you tonight. Welcome, come on in. I'm Christy Faith. I can try to answer as many homeschooling and educational questions as I can. I see you guys are rolling in. We are on TikTok, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, and we are on Instagram. Welcome. I'm so happy to see you guys. Please let me know. Hello, Hillary. Hi, Monty. Okay, I want to know if you are here tonight and you are on the fence with whether or not you want to homeschool. I would like to know who you are. I also want to know where you live. And I'm a little dry on weeknight dinner ideas as the school year is starting. So what are your easy go-to? This is just for me. What are your easy go-to dinners that you, like, what did you make tonight for dinner? It was too hot to cook. I made an Italian pasta salad, like antipasti. How do you say it? Someone correct me. How do you say that correctly? Where I put cured meats and, mozzarella. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. I'm so happy to see you tonight. I'm Christy Faith. I can answer homeschooling questions. I can answer quite a few educational questions. If you don't know my background, I have been in education for over 20 years. I deconstructed, and now I am a homeschool advocate and a homeschool mentor. But I have read thousands of IEPs. I've worked with kids with all sorts of learning profiles. I've been advising parents for over 20 years, and I'm here with you tonight. Welcome. Come on in, everybody. Please ask your questions. I want to know where you are from.
Savannah, Georgia.
We have Savannah, Georgia. Yay! And I do want to know what you cooked for dinner tonight and what are your go-to weeknight dinner recipes. As the school year is starting, mamas, the first couple weeks of homeschooling, they can be rough and we need those easy dinners. So please let me know. Hi, welcome. Come on in. Where are you from? What's your favorite go-to dinner?
We have Sarah Bennett from Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, hi. Welcome. Come on in.
Dawn from New Jersey.
Nice. Anyone in here a little bit skeptical, not sure? Is anyone scared half to death? Are they starting homeschooling this year? Maybe you just started and you're super scared. I want to encourage you tonight. Come and ask your questions.
Leah from Houston.
Hi, Leah from Houston. How many kids do you have? I'd love to know. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I recently had a birthday giveaway and it closes tonight. So if you want to join to enter my birthday giveaway, please do that now. Knowledge Crates is giving away 2 crates, one for you and one for a friend on each of the platforms. So that means 2 crates are being given away on TikTok, 2 crates on Instagram, and 2 crates on YouTube, I believe. Yes, I think that's the third one. So please enter that. You have a couple more hours to enter that giveaway and get crates. I have them right here. I should be holding them, but I'm not. But please do that. Welcome. Do we have any questions yet?
Yeah, Jenny wants to know.
Hi, Jenny.
Do you have a good recommendation for teaching kids how to read?
Yes, a good recommendation for teaching kids how to read. You really need, oh, thank you. Scott just grabbed me a knowledge crate. I'll show you guys in a second a knowledge crate. Teaching kids to read, you need to look for a phonics-based instruction, preferably Orton Gillingham. So if you are curious about what picks I have or what I recommend for homeschooling curricula-wise, go to my link tree. I have a whole list of recommended curricula options for you that are reputable in our industry. I wanted to give you guys a really good list. Not everyone homeschools in the style that I homeschool. So don't think that those are what I use necessarily, but they are ones that are well respected in the homeschool space. Yes.
Vanna loves Boo from South Carolina.
Hi.
Scrambled eggs and gluten-free waffles.
Ooh.
Second year homeschooling for kids.
For dinner. Okay, second year homeschooling for kids. What curriculum are you using? What style of a homeschooler are you?
Bonnie from Virginia Beach ate
Spaghetti. So we do like an easy spaghetti dinner on Wednesdays because in Thrive, I usually have a live Zoom. Either we're doing one of our amazing workshops or I'm doing office hours like this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain. We're doing office hours for teens and all ages. So my husband manages dinner, but he works all day too. And so we just plan the super simple that even the kids can help with. I love breakfast or lunch. Yes, French toast. I love breakfast for dinner, right? Who doesn't love a good breakfast for dinner? I want to show you guys the knowledge crates. This is what we're giving away for my birthday giveaway. Each of these is worth $40. They're giving away 2 on each platform, one for you and one for your friend. You can still enter a couple more hours. It's closing tonight and we're picking the winner. But this one is the space crate. My girls were just obsessed with it. Did you guys see my video? It's absolutely amazing. It comes with everything in these little packages that you would ever need. And cards, it comes with books. It's really phenomenal. So please check those out and enter that still. Yeah, we have another question?
Yeah, Ashley over on TikTok, how to stay organized. I feel like I'm all over the place.
Okay, Ashley, what's your worst part of your day? Like, what is the day where you want to lose your ever-loving mind? Let me know.
Okay, we'll wait.
I can help because I have had to put a lot of systems in place. It's hard and think the day can get completely derailed. Things don't go as planned. I don't know if you're Ashley, if you're one of the Ashleys in my community, but if you are, you get the fail-safe homeschool setup free. If you did not take that starting your school year, please do. It's literally a course on how to build organized margin in your homeschooling. Because I have tried so many methods for organizing my homeschool year. I abandoned them all within 2 weeks. They just don't work. I can't stick to them because I need a little bit of freedom. I'm a kind of a creative thinker. I want to be able to stop and go on bunny trails, but not feel like I'm getting behind when I'm doing that. And when I have set rigid homeschool schedules for myself, that's what happens is I feel like I built myself my own little structure that just made me feel like a failure. So my fail-safe homeschool setup workshop, you don't have to join Thrive to take it. You can just take the course. It's on my website. It's in my link tree. Or you can, if you're in Thrive already, you got to watch that on replay. You get it free if you're in there. Hello. Hi, Stacy Stanton. Hi. I miss you. Yes.
Launica Caro. Hey, Christy. So I took a leap of faith and I'm homeschooling my second grader and she's behind.
Okay.
She's not up to date on what she should know for curriculum.
Okay.
They're using the good and the beautiful.
Okay. Great.
What do you recommend she catches up with?
What grade is she in again?
Second.
She's in second grade?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Let me decline a stranger who wants to join my live. No, thank you. Right? So a second grader, she is behind. How specifically is she behind? And how do you know? Was she tested and given an IEP in the system so you actually know what levels, what subjects she's behind in? This is going to be a little bit of a back and forth, and don't leave because I can help you for sure. So we'll wait for her answer.
Oh, Nadine.
You guys can hear me okay, right? On last week's live, the mic got weird. So.
Oh, Nadine from Thrive.
Nadine!
She sent you a message today, and
okay.
Tell her that check her email.
Okay. You probably heard Scott. Check your email. Yeah, so Nadine, today today was my writing day and I did not check. I check DMs very regularly in Thrive, but I don't check them every single day. I will be checking them tomorrow. So I'm so sorry if we missed something, but you have an email apparently.
Proud mom, why is this homeschooling decision so overwhelming? My son is 9, 4th grade, autistic with IEP.
Okay.
This is Proud Mom 0403.
Hi. I recognize you. Are you homeschooling now or do you want to homeschool? And I can have you, did you see my last TikTok on kids with special needs. Now, I don't know his particular learning profile and I don't know the details of your son, but I can pretty much tell you that there is rarely a case where a child who has special needs is better off in the system than at home. My heart particularly aches for our beautiful, precious kids who have autism who are nonverbal because they cannot stand up for themselves. And my mom was a para in a special needs classroom for many, many years. Several of her students in there were nonverbal. She was quite uncomfortable with the teacher and how those kids were treated, and she advocated for those kids time after time after time. They cannot advocate for themselves. So I don't know if your child is nonverbal, and I don't know your particular situation, but I will say if your child has ADHD, dyslexia, twice exceptional, gifted, did you guys know gifted is a special need? Gifted kids are at risk as well, just like our kids with other learning disabilities. That's a really important thing to note about kids who are gifted. Emotionally, they are at risk.
She says, yeah, we want to homeschool, haven't.
Okay.
We've been packing our house. The kids don't like him due to this. I don't know what that is.
Okay. Yeah. So you're in the middle of a transition. You're packing your house right now. It might not be the time, but you guys, what you need to know is you don't have to start homeschooling at certain times. You can pull your children at any time. So if you want to, maybe since you're packing right now, it sounds like you're moving and you want to wait a month, you can pull your kid in homeschool in a month. There's no rule that says you have to start when school starts in August and then, you have to start in January. Parents pull their kids all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Tony, yes. She says, I agree. Tanya, I was a special ed para. I quit and pulled my kids out to homeschool. Best decision ever. Will you email me? I'd like to have a conversation with you personally, if that's okay. Will you email me through the hello, please? I want to hear your story because a lot of parents need to hear what those special ed classrooms can often look like because they do not know. So I would love to hear your story and a couple stories that you have that maybe you'd be comfortable sharing. So please, you guys, if you have any amazing stories or sad stories or anything that you think would help other people in their decision to homeschool or uplift them and encourage them in their homeschooling journey, please reach out to me and email me, okay? Because I want to hear your stories. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Retired educator, Kamisha.
Hi, Kamisha.
Homeschooling my 7th grader who is on an IEP. Don't know where to start. She has gaps doing this because my child's having major surgery in November.
Okay. All right. Do you know what the gaps are in? What grade is she?
7th.
Okay. And did that other mom circle back? The good and the beautiful mom?
She did. We'll
okay.
Get to her next.
Okay. So I want to know what those gaps are for your 7th grader exactly. And I want you to hear the advice I'm going to give this other mama because it might apply to you too. I know your child is quite a few years older than this other gal that I'm about to address, but please do listen to what I'm about to tell her and see if anything resonates with you. Can we circle back to the one with 2nd grader who's using the good and the beautiful?
Yeah.
Okay.
Launica Caro, I believe. She didn't meet IEP requirements.
Yeah.
She's struggling with letters, confusing them, B's, D's, Y's, G's.
Okay.
Wears glasses.
Okay.
Jumps and guesses. Words. Guesses words.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that where she is behind is in her reading. And then that, of course, affects everything.
Yeah, and she had her tested before we ended the school year, but I don't know what those results are.
Okay.
She didn't say. We literally started today and we took it slow. She
Good.
did half the lessons planned for every subject.
Okay, so I'm going to say something bold. I would not recommend the good and the beautiful for her reading instruction. It's not that there's anything wrong with that program at all. It's decent. It goes pretty fast. I would absolutely use a different reading program, an Orton Gillingham-based reading program for her. The most important thing in her life right now, in her educational life, is her literacy. And not only her proficiency in being able to read words, but equally the comprehension of those words, which are two separate things and two separate skills. So more important than any science, history. Those things are fun, but the concentration needs to be on her reading for sure. You may need to reach out and you know what? If joining Thrive has been on your mind, this is what we do during office hours. I have specialists that I can recommend to you that can do some diagnostic testing. I know people that can even maybe work with your daughter over Zoom. So if joining Thrive has been something that you've been on the fence about, I would highly encourage you to do it so that you can get more personalized advising from me and my mentors and be led in the right direction. When you have a child with a different learning profile, sometimes it takes a little bit of time back and forth. Okay, let's try this. That didn't work. Okay, then I'm thinking why that didn't work. Okay, let's try this, right? Especially if I can't read the testing or if there is no testing. And you might not qualify for testing, but also a lot of people can't afford the $5,000 to $7,000 that it costs to test your kid. So anyway, I would love to see you in office hours. Yes.
Okay, Crazy Haybug over on Instagram.
Okay, hi Crazy Haybug.
I technically started homeschooling today, but I feel so embarrassingly inadequate. In Utah.
No!
Found a group, but so many questions and pressure from my parents.
Okay.
It is overwhelming.
Oh my goodness. Okay, girl, please, can you please join Thrive so we can feed you and nurture you and lift you up and encourage you every single day? And you can come to office hours and you can hear from experts and you can be fed. I do not want you in a place of insecurity. You are qualified. You are not only qualified, you are the most qualified, and you need to step into those shoes. You have the world's resources at your fingertips. You are enough to do this. This is a message for everybody. If you are really grappling right now with insecurity and you're feeling like you're going to mess this thing up and the people who you love are questioning you, please give yourself the gift of being encouraged on this journey, because your heart is telling you that this is the right thing for your family. And you aren't crazy. You are not crazy. This is what you feel like you're supposed to be doing for your kids. So please, you guys, consider if you are feeling alone, if you're feeling attacked, if you're feeling inadequate, please consider joining Thrive Homeschool Community. We give you world-class, just the workshop per month, just the workshop is worth your membership. And you get so much more I bring in experts, major experts in, and I also teach the workshops myself. So, Jules. You guys are asking where to sign up for Thrive. Jules is in Thrive. Hi, Jules. Who's in Thrive here? And don't make me talk about it. Oh, you're so sweet. Do you hear my allergies, Jules? I don't know what is blooming, but I am and then my ears are clogged. In my link tree you can push that button that says Thrive Homeschool Community, and it tells you everything you get, how much it costs. It tells you everything. Please, I would love to see you tomorrow in office hours. I have an office hours Wednesday. I have office hours at 1 p.m. and an office hours at 7 p.m.
This lovely adventure over on Instagram. Hi, Christy. I have 3 boys with autism,
Okay.
8, 9, and 3. Second year homeschooling and still feel lost.
Okay.
You're in California.
Okay, you're in California. Oh, I don't want you to feel lost. Who else in here? We have quite a few mamas in my community whose kids have autism. We even have a special subgroup of moms of kids who have special needs in there. And we're doing Zooms on a regular basis just for the mamas so you guys can have camaraderie together. But right now, I want to help you. How are you feeling lost? What are maybe 2 areas that you're feeling insecure in that I can help you with tonight? Are you insecure about your curriculum choices? Are you worried about their future? Please tell me, and we'll circle back. I'm going to be waiting for your answer. I'm not going to forget about you. I want to hear from you so that we can talk about the specifics of where you're getting this big feeling of overwhelm. You guys, in the beginning of the homeschool year is hard. Our first day is tomorrow, but we've been doing for a week. We're going to wake up today and we're just going to set up our math facts program. And then and then I told my oldest he's going to take his baseline SAT. And, so every day we've been doing a little bit, but tomorrow's like the official day, which is when we get boba tea. Of course, who doesn't do boba tea on their first day of school? And we're going to take pictures. So, who loves boba tea?
It's not.
Oh, Judith, I love you.
Judith asks.
Wait, what are you saying, Jules? Oh my goodness.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at Jules.
It's not broke over on TikTok. Are there rules and laws that are different in different states for homeschooling?
Yes. So homeschooling is legal in all 50 states. The level of regulation, however, is different, and you have to look at each state laws. What I will say about that, don't get overwhelmed when I say that. They usually have a set of laws that are kind of repeated. So let me give you an example. Like a state will have a law that you have to test your kids with a standardized test or some sort of an evaluation. In my state, it's every other year. In some states, it's every year. A state might have a law as to how many school days are required. In my state, it's 174, 170. Oh, is the sound off again? I'm hearing a weird thing. Maybe it's because I'm too close. Maybe that's the problem. I always exceed the school days, so I never actually worry about how many school days I do, because I always far exceed it. Like, we're talking by 20 days. And so, yes, you need to look at your particular state laws. You should have in your state, it should have a very large homeschool advocacy nonprofit. Just Google homeschool laws and then your state, and your biggest organization should pop up, and hopefully they give you all of your laws listed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over on Facebook, Haley, breakfast for dinner once a week, and pineapple and salmon. And they love
breakfast for dinner. Ooh, pineapple and salmon. That sounds good.
Yep. And then we got Michelle also over there who asks, how many hours per day should a child spend homeschooling? 7th grader, but first time to homeschool.
Yeah.
Trying to get out of the 7-hour school day, but it's hard to do.
It is so hard to do. So it depends on the style of homeschooler you are, and it depends what curriculum you're using. So there is curricula out there that will have your kids sitting down at a desk for 7-8 hours a day, just like the kids in school. And then there's other curricula options that will maybe try to combine literature and history together. And you can have, and maybe even science and all of that kind of combined, where you can do that. Also, remember that you don't have to do every subject every day. So in my home, like, we only do art on Fridays. We do science, which is combined with our social studies and multicultural studies. We do that twice a week as a family all together. So the secret to making sure your homeschool day isn't 7 hours is being wise about your choices. So for example, I wouldn't do a lot of busy work. So I will not give my kids, this is controversial, I know. I do not give my kids vocabulary curriculum. My priority is to make them love reading, and I read to them, and I read them advanced words. So we know this already. What do they always say? If you want to score well on the SATs, on the vocabulary section and all of that, they say, well, if you're a reader, oh my goodness, that helps you so much with your writing and your vocabulary and your grammar and all of that. So I'm curious what curriculum you're using, and are there pieces of that you don't need per se?
Ginger Snap over on TikTok.
I love that, Ginger Snap.
We're gonna get to you.
Okay.
But first, Bree, my worry is with scheduling. Working from home, stay-at-home mom, 3.5-year-old, 11-month-old, and third on the way. Oh. And you're doing so the oldest is 3.5. It looks like it.
Okay, your oldest is 3.5, and you have all the way down, including one that's coming, and you're just doing preschool right now. So I hope you're not doing a big fat school day. Preschool is like under an hour and completely play-based, exploratory, early literacy skills, early counting. Go to my link tree and get the curriculum recommendations. I have some ones for preschool in there that are just a gentle play-based preschool. And what you're going to have to do in your phase, it's what I had to do, is homeschooling didn't happen like, all right, we're going to sit down. It's 9 a.m. and we're going to sit down for an hour. It's like you get 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Oh, the baby went down for the nap. We got 20 minutes, maybe. And then the rest of the time the baby's napping, you're frantically doing the dishes. It's just a little bit chaotic in those early years. But trust me, they're so much better off being home with you. And don't take this, I'm not disregarding preschool at all, but I really do hope that you guys don't take preschool too seriously. There are studies that are showing that we do not need hardcore academics at 3 years old. What they need is they need to be playing more than anything. This is what the science is showing us. They've done studies on kids who were given rigorous academic schedules at an early age. It backfired. Those kids experienced burnout. They didn't like learning. So, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, great. Ginger snaps. Okay, here we go.
Okay, Ginger Snap. We're here.
I
have twins too, Carolyn.
I have a little guy struggling with language arts.
Okay.
What would you recommend? 2nd, 3rd grade, and she says my state doesn't require standardized testing, but we have 2 portfolio reviews a year.
Okay.
Just participating there, but I think questions about the reading for the 2nd, 3rd grade.
Now, you said struggling in language arts. Is he struggling with his reading, or is he struggling in the other components of language arts, which is like grammar, mechanics, spelling, composition? So I'll wait for your answer.
We'll get back.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have...
Because language arts, it's...
Fluency. She says fluency.
Okay. So, and what program is she using for fluency, for reading?
Don't know.
Okay. It needs to be a phonics-based curriculum, and it needs to be an Orton Gillingham-based program. So you're looking at all about reading logic.
Eggs and time for learning.
Okay, I would not be doing the time for learning. Reading eggs is phonics based. That's okay, but I wouldn't use reading eggs as your primary curriculum. So I would look into all about reading and logic of English, are the 2 that I would look into. And these are in my download as well. I have a free download of curriculum recommendations. So if you guys don't have that yet, definitely grab it. It's free.
Carolyn, Chelsea, and Christina.
Okay.
Coming to you in
All right.
that order. Okay, so Carolyn. The twins. They can't do lessons together.
Mine can't either, girl. Can we sit over coffee and complain about this together?
What can the other kiddo do while I teach his brother?
Seriously, I was dreaming when my twins were little. Oh my goodness, I'm going to be able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm going to be able to homeschool my twins together. My twins could not be more different learners. It does not work. So what I do is when I am teaching them, this is how I do it. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's roll up our sleeves. So while we all know, our twins, at least for me, one is a little bit more, math comes easier to her. The other one, language arts, comes a little easier to her. I have 2 girls. So what I do is, the one where math does not come as easy, she's the one where we are sitting and I do math video lessons. They're pre-recorded. We sit and I watch the math lesson with her and we do the lesson together. Meanwhile, something that the other twin is really good at. So I make sure, I hope you guys have quite a bit of independent work incorporated in your homeschool, like spelling. If your kids are old enough, they don't need your help with that, or memory work they can do on their own, things like that. So while I'm working with this twin, I have the other twin working on independent work. Since I've watched the lesson with this twin, when the other twin, I don't need to sit with the other twin while we're watching the lesson, but I'll be able to answer her questions because I would have watched that lesson. So whatever twin struggles more in a particular area, I make sure I'm sitting with that particular twin with them, and then later on I can answer any questions with the other twin. So, and then some stuff we can do together. Memory work we can do together. Of course, piano's separate. We only own 1 piano, but anyway, that's how I do it.
Okay. So,
yeah.
We got Chelsea, Christina, and
Ginger Snap. Let me know too. Let me know how it goes.
Yep. Okay, so Chelsea, how do I get my very active kid to love reading? He is usually just fidgeting or leaves, nonverbal.
How old?
We'll wait to hear from that. Christina, what is the process of getting into college after homeschooling?
Okay, so last month's workshop was on this. We had Jean Burke come and teach our workshop about high school transcripts. So it's very intimidating when you are new to homeschooling and you haven't reached those high school years yet. How do I just write a transcript and it counts? The answer is yes. Yes, you do. However, here's the thing is we're not off the hook, nor do we don't want to be off any hook. We want the best education for our kids. Here's the thing. Colleges require what colleges require, regardless of if your kid is in a private school, a public school, or they are homeschooled. A college will say, we want this many sciences, we want this many Englishes, we want, right? They have their requirements. You have to take either the SAT or the ACT, okay? We still are doing all those things. So what the advice I give parents is the same advice that I gave the elite people that I used to advise in Los Angeles, is you work backwards. You have an idea of several colleges that your kid will probably be interested in going to. And then you look at their requirements and then you make sure your high school coursework fulfills those requirements. There are lots of templates. You could pay for an expensive course to learn how to do a high school homeschool transcript. There are tons and tons of free resources on the internet about doing homeschool transcripts. There are cheap ones about, templates and things like that. The point is it's not that difficult to do. And homeschoolers go to college at a higher rate than non-homeschoolers, and homeschoolers complete college at a higher rate than non-homeschoolers. So people don't realize that. And we score better on the SAT and the ACT by a lot of points. I think it's like a 70-point difference. I have the stats here somewhere. And also homeschoolers score better on standardized tests all throughout their careers as well. So we mean business. We mean business as homeschool mamas.
Jen said, I need a good pre-algebra text. Any ideas? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me before we get to her, I don't want to leave Chelsea hanging. Chelsea, she said 8 years old.
Okay.
This was the nonverbal, wanted to get the very active kid to love reading.
To love reading.
He's fidgeting or he leaves.
Fidgeting and he's 8. Well, that you're describing my typical 8-year-old boy. Atypical 8-year-old boy. So does he love, I would buy the most riveting binge-worthy books you can find. I have a download of some of our favorites. Wing Feather Saga, things like that. Harry Potter, those just can't put them down. My kids love the Owls of Ga'Hoole. What else do they love, babe? Just these, they can't, there's a couple books where we were going to bed at 11 and caught our kids binge reading and they got in trouble. Books.
Yeah, they're all in that list.
They're all on that list. It's a free download that I have. And if you have girls, well, I don't believe in boy and girl literature at all. So, but other books that we have enjoyed as a family are Tum Tum and Nutmeg. They're all in the book. They're all on there. Prairie Thief is a great one. So I probably wouldn't be reading him like Little House on the Prairie. I wouldn't be doing slow books. Ooh, the Bear series. Begin. It's the first one is called Begin. Oh, that's so good. And you know what? He might need right now, even though he's 8, he might need some rich picture books. So, for example, and the type that I'm talking about are like Long Road on a Short Day or some of those. Because don't think that picture books are just for the little babies. There are some picture books that leave me in absolute tears. So I would focus on the most riveting stories you can find and reading them to him. And stretch that attention span. So if he only lasts 5 minutes, do that. Try to do 6 minutes in a week. Try to do 7 minutes and try to stretch it.
Jen said, thanks for being patient. I need a good pre-algebra text. Any ideas?
Yeah, babe. You're up. Mr. Head of our math department. He was the head of our math department.
Well, I don't know if she wants online, maybe CTC.
Yeah, do you want an online? Do you just want a textbook recommendation or do you want a program? Because we love CTC Math. We just love it, but that's an online program.
Singapore?
Singapore is great. I prefer mastery-based curricula options,
She says just a book.
not spiral. Yeah.
A book.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely check out Singapore.
Singapore.
Yep, for sure. Great. Okay, cool. So then we have Stacy Stanton. I'm trying to lower my expectations for my preschoolers. I have to keep reminding myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so, because I know, Stacy, you have twins too. We're just so excited to be homeschooling, and it's our first. And when I was homeschooling my first, I really went overboard. I really did. Yeah. I'm not saying you're going overboard, but what I'm saying is I understand the pressure. I cannot stop fidgeting with my rings. I got this set of rings for my birthday from Scott. And I gotta say, I'm enjoying, maybe it's the ADHD in me. Does anyone else have fidget rings? I hope that's not annoying you guys that I'm playing with my rings.
Janet says, what about teaching textbooks for math?
Teaching textbooks is a program that I recommend a lot for certain types of learners, not every type of learner. So on the scale, and I do actually in consultations and in Thrive, when we're on office hours, I do say I want you to look at teaching textbooks, but that depends on the kid learning profile. So teaching textbooks is the one that I recommend if your kid really struggles with math.
Yep. Okay, great.
Does your kid struggle with math?
I'm new to this whole homeschool thing. How do I even get started doing this?
Okay, I have a free it's behind my shoulder there. I have a free how to homeschool guide. It's totally free. It's 26 pages. I would start there. Please grab that. I also go over loop scheduling in there. If loop scheduling is something that you've been interested in, grab it. I also have a chart in there on how many hours per day to homeschool your kid on average, because it's not the 7 hours that we all think. I have lots of free downloads. You guys, did anyone tonight take the 5-minute homeschool style finder? If not, you should take it. It only takes 5 minutes to find out which of the 9 homeschooling styles you are.
Already, Judith, is it hard to start homeschooling for middle schoolers?
Absolutely not. No.
Meg asked that too. We're new to homeschooling.
Yes.
7th grader, and she and I are just struggling to adjust for different reasons.
Yes. No, the dynamics are different because they can talk to you a lot more and they have their opinions. But absolutely not. I want to encourage you mamas who are pulling out your kids who are a little bit older, maybe in the teen years, to make this a joint effort, really get that buy-in. What I mean by that is, and maybe you've already bought your curriculum, but here's just an example. When my kids turn to junior high, I thought what I will do is I will debate between, I'm looking at this history curriculum and this history curriculum for you. Hey, will you come over and let's analyze these together and let me know your thoughts? And I ask them a lot of questions about their learning. So in my Failsafe Homeschool setup, I have a questionnaire, an interview for your kids, both a set of questions that are so helpful. What they do is if your kid was in the traditional school system, whether public or private, a set of questions for a kid like that, and then a kid who is currently homeschooled, and it's an interview about just continuing homeschooling. But you're in that questionnaire, I have you ask your kid, what was your favorite learning memory from school? What was your least favorite? Describe your favorite teacher you ever had. Describe your least favorite teacher, and how did he or she make you feel? When you ask your kids those questions, you gain so much insight into what they need, what their love language is, what's going to make them feel happy and empowered. And of course, with our parenting those years can be a little bit challenging, but the most important thing is that connection and that they are safe. They feel safe with you and they feel heard and they feel understood. So that relationship is key. I would say probably the most important piece is key with homeschooling the older years. And then secondary is the academics. Truthfully, we want a great relationship with our kids. We don't want them to grow up and resent us, right? So, yeah. I hope that a little bit of that is helpful. And that questionnaire, I feel bad. That questionnaire, it comes with the workshop. So if you haven't set up your homeschool year and your schedule, then that workshop is worth it. If not, then just come up with your own interview questions so that you don't have to buy it. Oh, good.
Carolina, welcome to Thrive.
Yeah, welcome to Thrive. Yay. I'll DM you tomorrow.
Janet says, yeah, she's good with math, but just wanted to know which you recommended more, teaching textbooks or CTC?
CTC. It's more rigorous.
Especially if she's good with math.
Yeah, and if she's good with math, 1,000%. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
Keep them coming.
So,
Or are you going to give me a hard ball? Any trolls?
No.
Oh.
No, doing okay. Okay.
They've stopped coming around. Why? Knock on wood.
I know.
They haven't come around in a couple months.
Why did you choose to start homeschooling, Christy? I'd love to know.
Oh, who's asking?
Jeannie.
So Jeannie, our decision to start homeschooling our kids started with my deconstruction. So if you read my bio on my website, which maybe you guys want to read that so you know a little bit more of my background, but I've been in education for 20 years and we were running a learning center. And we were running a learning center in a very affluent area where parents could afford anything for their kids, anything. All the tutoring they could possibly need, the private football coaches, the everything. And you would think that if you had all the resources available to you, and you could give your kid everything, wouldn't the outcomes be better? Wouldn't maybe if you could afford your kid to be in psychotherapy, wouldn't your kid be happier? If you could afford the great SAT tutor, wouldn't the scores be better, right? And there is an element of that, but there's also an element of we were looking around and we just didn't, we had kids from private schools, kids in public schools. The outcomes are not better. The depression is through the roof, anxiety, dangerous behaviors, all sorts of things. And most of all, I noticed that no one really loved learning. No one did. They endured it so that they could get to where they wanted to go. And that was what something clicked in my mind. And I started reading intellectuals on education and some of the homeschool intellectuals. And I went to some conferences and my mind was blown. And I just didn't even realize I was in education for all these years and didn't even realize. This is like over a decade ago. Didn't even realize there were other pedagogies. Like we only knew the traditional way. There's classical, Charlotte Mason, interest-led. There's so many ways in which you can homeschool your kids and educate your kids. So when we had our own, at the time, we could afford probably any of those private schools that those other kids were going to. And I knew those schools. They weren't that impressive to me, right? This elite private school was using the same textbook as the public school down the street. They're still using Houghton Mifflin, right? Like you think that the academics are better at private schools. They're just using the same textbooks. They're using the same stuff. Now, there's other reasons to attend a private school, but don't think it's because the curriculum's better, because it's really not. We serviced over 50 schools, both public and private. We knew their curriculum intimately. So anyway, yeah, I deconstructed and I realized this is not a kid can love learning. They're born so curious, and we kill this curiosity around the time they turn 5 when they enter school. They're not excited anymore about learning. That's a problem, and that's something that I want to keep while still having a rigorous academic homeschool. And so that's kind of my goal. That's a short, long, incomplete
Lioness
answer.
Asks, hi, Christy.
Hi.
When's your book supposed to come out?
When? I got another 2 chapters today. Eek. We're editing. I think it's going up for pre-sale next month. I'll let you know. I'll probably make a ton of TikToks about it. Because will you guys buy it? Will you buy the pre-sale? Okay, seriously. So I don't know much about the publishing world because this is my first book, but from what I understand, those pre-sales are like everything. They are everything. Like if there's enough pre-sales, then it actually gets on the shelf of Barnes and Noble and gets ranked better on Amazon and all those things. So please, how many people are on my live tonight? Will you buy the book?
Is it on Amazon?
It will be on Amazon. Yep. But if they put marketing money into pushing it on Amazon is the question, right? Because it could be buried. But it's a good book. So anyway, and then it will be, so pre-sale next month, and then in the spring, it's real sale.
Oh.
You guys are so sweet. Yeah. And I'm going to do book plates where I'll probably do stuff where, like, if you buy it early, then I'll sign a book plate and send it to you so that you will have a signed copy.
Oh, people are really sweet.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll order it. I'll buy it.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah! Oh, my goodness.
Judith.
Okay, you guys, can we start a list of the people that are going to get signed copies?
We can, but we'll
is it too early for that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll organize that.
I'm just so thankful they're willing to buy it.
Judith says, what's your opinion on charter schools?
Charter schools or public schools? Charter schools or public schools? Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. So we have about 8 minutes.
All right. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. So yeah. Tell me about. This is interesting.
Oh, Aaliyah's on here. Hi.
I'm trying to get my 7th grader to become a better writer.
Oh.
What can I do to inspire him to write or want to write?
So I taught language arts to 7th graders. The way I got them to do it is like I started out with, so I would do grammar where we were working on something like coordinating conjunctions or I don't even know, prepositional phrases or whatever. But I would say, I want you to write, still staying appropriate, where I won't be in trouble with your parents. I would tell them, do gruesome sentences, right? Or like bloody or Halloween themed or whatever. And they just ate that up. They ate it up. So when you have a reluctant writer, first, it's very common to have a reluctant writer at that age. And I would focus on that joy of what do they want to write first. There are strategies you can implement, like for example, and the thing is there could be reasons why there is a reluctancy. So the process of writing involves a lot in the brain of synthesizing language. Kids who are not motivated to write or don't like writing, they could struggle with perfectionism, alert processing disability. So I don't know your son's profile, okay? But if you're just asking me, like, how do I ignite a love or a learning for it? Something you can do is have your kid dictate to you, and you type out their story, and then you read their story, and then you read it at dinner, and then everyone gets excited about it. And feeding that joy of the writing really is helpful. Yeah. And that's one thing that you can do. I'm answering the question as if you have a very typical learner who's just not into it. So, but there could be more going on deeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heather,
a very common question I get a lot. And when I get that question in Thrive, the first thing I do is ask you more questions. Like, let's get to the bottom of this. Usually when it's a question of lack of motivation, I need to, as an educational professional, I need to eliminate learning disabilities first before we can get to the root of the problem, because unfortunately, that is a roadblock for a lot of kids, and it makes them not like anything that they struggle in because it's just so hard for them.
Oh, Heather on YouTube was just
Hi, Heather.
Saying how thankful she was to get started homeschooling, and you helped her make the jump.
Yay, Heather. Oh, hugs to you. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm so glad.
Yep. Okay, cool. All right. What about sports? I'm worried that my kids are going to miss out on sports if they homeschool during high school. So they don't necessarily need to.
I've never known anyone that missed out on athletics because they've homeschooled. So there are probably lots of options for you. I don't know in your state if you are eligible to play on the public schools sports teams. There's also all sorts of other leagues and travel teams. There's also sports that are not the organized high school sports. Also, what in my area, something a lot of homeschool moms do is there's private schools that will let you take one class or maybe go for one enrichment day, and then you're now qualified to play on that private school's sports teams. So really explore those laws and what you have available to you. Another thing that is in a lot of states is your big umbrella homeschool organization might have its own team. So for example, we have I think they're called the Denver Eagles, right, Scott? They're the Denver Eagles. It is a team of homeschoolers, and we play all sorts of sports, and we do CIF, like we're actually we play against the high schools in the area, and we are comprised of all homeschoolers. There are so many different ways to get those sports. So really, if you care a lot about it, if there is a will, there is usually a way. I have rarely heard of a parent not be able to figure out the sports thing for their kid. Yeah.
Meg says, I watched you for 6 months and decided you helped me jump.
Meg.
Transition is a success for us.
Yay! I'm so happy, Meg. Oh, you made my night. Good.
Marilyn says, what middle school curriculum for writing do you recommend?
Yeah, so there's 2 curricula that I really like and trust. I like, and they don't pay me to tell you this, I like Writing and Rhetoric, which is by Classical Academic Press, and I like IEW, Institute of Excellence in Writing. Either of those, going through their years, will give your kid an excellent education in composition. So, and I assumed you were asking about composition, not handwriting, like cursive and printing.
So.
I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
And there's others. Write Shop is a great one. There's others.
Chris Marie over on Facebook. Hi, Christy. What are your thoughts on co-ops?
I love co-ops. I love them. I have made mistakes in joining co-ops that weren't my exact style of homeschooling, and so I didn't find my people. So for example, this is a dramatic example, but hello, it's okay. We can be a little dramatic. If you are a classical homeschooler, please don't join a co-op of a bunch of unschoolers. It's not going to work. You can join a co-op that is an eclectic, right? Or we don't care what your homeschooling style is, just come and we're going to do science and art together. Awesome. Great, do that. But don't join a co-op that is like really not your particular style. So that's one thing that I would recommend. I've made that mistake, and it was kind of awkward to like back out because I couldn't do it. I couldn't sacrifice the time that they were requiring because I was a little bit more of an academic homeschooler than they were.
Yep.
So
okay,
allergies.
So we're almost there.
All right. Yay! What's the next one?
Maybe we'll wrap with Leslie here. I'm
Leslie.
so confident for the early education years, but a little nervous for middle and high school.
Yeah. You got this. When they go to middle school and high school, you really end up being a project manager more than anything. So you're doing a combo of my junior hire is in an online math program, a couple of live classes. We're doing one video thing together. He's doing his online math. He has a couple live Zoom classes. You just kind of piece it together, like what's a fit for you. And I don't teach anything that I don't feel confident in teaching. So I stopped teaching math a while back. And I delegate that. So homeschooling is largely about sourcing, and it's still homeschooling. You are still in the driver's seat. You are still customizing the curriculum. You are still picking the teachers. You are still firing the teachers that you don't like. You're still doing all of that. So it is still homeschooling, even when you are utilizing all the amazing resources that are now available to us that were not available to us 20 years ago. 20 years ago, we didn't have all these online homeschool academies to sign our kids up for Zoom classes, like good ones, right? We have OutSchool now. We have True North Homeschool Academy, Scholea Academy, Veritas. We have all of those online academies and even more. available to us that we didn't really have a long time ago. So the landscape of homeschooling has changed, and it's more available to working moms like you and me too. So I work and I homeschool and I have 4 kids. So it's really a combination of delegating some subjects, the ones I really hold dear, history, I keep. So yeah, morning time, I gotta light that candle and read to my babies. So.
Okay, last one.
Okay, last one.
On, advice about to start online high school.
Nice. What advice?
Any advice.
Any advice. What online high school? Oh, is Kayla here?
Kayla is here.
Oh, hi, Kayla. Yes, I want to help you with your homeschooling high schooler. This Wednesday night in office hours in Thrive, my homeschool community that you can join, we have teen office hours. We have a special hour just for the mamas of teens. We have a special hour for moms of elementary kids, another hour of office hours for kids of littles, so preschool to 2nd grade. And then we have nighttime Zooms as well for all ages. So and you can come to one of them, you can come to all of them. We have amazing workshops every month. That alone is worth your entire membership, just the workshop, because I bring in amazing experts to guide you and mentor you. And it's just a really neat place. If you're feeling alone at all, or you're feeling lost, or you don't know what to do, or how am I going to make these curriculum choices, or I need someone to bounce my curriculum choices off, or I'm hitting a roadblock, we're here for you. I have a team of mentors that I have hired who help you. And the ladies in here on this live are in Thrive. A lot of you are, I think. So you can share your feelings about Thrive. But yeah, we have office hours on Wednesday, and we could be Zooming together face to face if you want.
Yep.
Don't forget to join my birthday giveaway. I'm now a little bit older. And Knowledge Crates is giving away 2 crates on each platform. So they're giving away 6 crates, 2 on TikTok, 2 on Instagram, and 2 on Facebook. And that closes tonight. So you can still enter that drawing. And all of the people who don't win still get a little free gift. So it's worth going in for the running on that.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. We have to go pick up the twins. They're at their musical theater thing tonight. And, because homeschoolers aren't social and never get out of the house and totally are awkward and never have friends. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, they're in their musical theater thing and we need to go get them. So, I love you guys. I will see you in Thrive on Wednesday. Don't forget all my free downloads. I have tons of freebies in my link tree. Snoop on Thrive and check out what it is. And ask any questions. You can always email us at hello@christyfaith.com. Okay, gotta go get those girlies. Love you guys. We'll see you later.